Hi again, art historians in training. In this brief, hopefully, lecture, I want to talk to you about how to be successful in this class. And the first thing I want to get clear with everybody is I believe you can do this. You are absolutely capable of doing this class, even if you don't have prior experience online, and even if you don't have prior experience with art. And then the second part is I'm here to try to help you do that. So be sure to ask me questions, ask for help. Tell me when something's frustrating you. So, how to be successful? First thing, you always should be preparing. So, preparing in this class means reading the textbook. If you have trouble reading, you're not comfortable just sitting and reading for a long time, actively using the worksheet while you do the reading, so you can write down some notes or writing down some notes, highlight things in the textbook. MindTap has a little read speaker thing. It's up next to those A's above the image, and it'll read to you. If you still are having trouble focusing while you read, which I understand can be an issue when you're tired, watch the videos. I always include optional videos and sometimes include required videos to basically supplement what the text is saying. Participate. So once you've prepared, even if you've prepared incompletely, participation is really key. This is an online class, and so I can't just call on you. You can't just come to class unprepared and have your teacher be like, hey, tell us this, and then you have a conversation and get some answers. You really do have to make an effort yourself to participate. And so the discussion forum and the training quests are really aimed at that, getting a lot of opportunities to do the thing. Discussion forum posts, I make you post 4 times a week, and that's not because I just like 4, it's because I'm trying to get you in there early and then getting you reacting to. So responding to classmates, having a discussion about something, if you make a mistake, fixing it, if your classmate says something that doesn't make sense, helping them to make sure that they can be more clear. Unit quests, I'm trying to design this quarter so you have more shorter quests rather than a big one. And I'm calling them quests because I'm trying to help you think of them as practice. They are a relatively smallish part of your grade compared to things like the discussion forums or the writing assignments, because I'm just trying to get you to practice, right? Get another shot at that. And then writing assignments. And then review and revise. In the discussion forum, if you write something in it and I say, hey, this isn't entirely clear, your classmate says, can you tell me more about that? Or I say, describe this in an artwork. Do that. I'm asking you that not because your first answer was wrong, but oftentimes your first answer is incomplete or not 100% clear. And I'm not picking on you when I say that. All of us, the first time we say it, we kind of understand it, and it's going to take another time to explain it very clearly. I have many, many quarters of seeing students write where it's sort of clear and then it becomes clearer. And so I'm able to fairly quickly say, oh, okay, here's what would make it clearer. You need to practice. You need the experience of doing that because you have not taken this class a bunch of times, right? Like I have. Training quests. All of the training quests in Soft Chalk you can retake over and over and over again, including beyond the due date. So if you don't quite get a concept, go redo it. They're always set up so that you get full points after you retake them. If you get 10 points the first time and 20 points the second time, it'll keep that larger point thing. So keep going back to them as practice. Make sure you understand what they are. In basically everything else, I have either automatic feedback that pops up as soon as you take the quiz or the quest or the section test, or handwriting, like I write in some comments. I write these comments and I write these suggestions to try to help you understand what you did wrong so you can get it right the next time. And of course the discussion forum is all about that. In your syllabus, you'll see I have this little picture, and that's because this is the way I think of how we organize stuff in the class. We have the reading and videos, the training quests, all that. That leads us into the discussion forum where we get some more practice. Unit quests are some more practice that's a little higher stakes because it gets scored. And then the section tests, I call them challenge quests here, but the section tests come a little bit later. And all the pieces, the worksheets and the reading feed into the discussion forum, which feeds into the unit quest where you'll see questions from the worksheets, challenge or section tests, you'll see questions from the unit quests. So you'll keep seeing this stuff. The idea is repetition. Writing planning assignments, all of them are designed to go directly into the report that you eventually write, that written field report. And in between, I expect you to fix things. So when I give you comments on the writing planning assignments, fix them and then submit the revisions. I also like to have you conference, meet with me, talk to the Writing Center. The idea is to improve your clarity in what you're saying, how you're explaining it, what you're focusing on it, making sure you're using class terms and evidence from the artworks appropriately. So the other thing is, do not forget to ask questions. And I cannot stress this enough. Ask questions. The discussion forum is a place to ask questions. Email, phone, we can meet in a conference, we can chat, we can talk in person. Ask me questions. If you don't know why that is the thing, or if you find it confusing, it's really important to make sure. I don't know if you're struggling if you're just quietly sitting at home, right? I only know that you're struggling if you contact me and say, hey, I don't understand this thing. And maybe you're not the only one, and maybe we can make it clearer for the whole group. But if nobody tells me there's a problem, I'm going to assume everybody's fine, and that's not always the case. All right, I also want to talk to you about time management in this class. So 5 credits usually means 5 hours of class. You usually come, in a live class, you come and sit in a classroom for 5 hours. And then you're expected to do about twice that amount of homework. In this class, all of it is on your own, right? You need to be in charge of 15 hours of class. Online is great. It means that things are flexible. It means if you've got to work, if you've got childcare, if you've got other classes, you can fit things in. If this week is busy and next week's not, you can squeeze things and stretch things around. It also means you have to be self-directed. If you don't do your homework and you come to a live class, your teacher's going to say, why didn't you do your homework? What happened? And then the teacher's going to bug you about it, or the teacher's going to make you practice during class. Because it's online, you have to be in charge of all that. I can only do so much nagging via email or announcements, particularly if you don't open them. Pay attention to the due dates. Look at those overview pages. I have everything set to be open for a certain amount of time, but a lot of those things then close. And so if you wait until the last minute and then something happens, then you're not going to be able to get that done on time. Don't wait till the last minute. As soon as that opens, if your schedule fits for it, do it early. Get it done. We'll talk about some of my student suggestions in a little bit. I like to put this little picture up here because this is sort of a conceptualization of if you spend 4 hours all at once. Nora is sitting down here and she's just going to study on Thursday for Friday's test. And she spends 4 hours on it. She doesn't really learn the stuff, right? She kind of crams it in her brain and then it kind of falls out of her brain later. Leanne spends an hour for 4 days. She's doing better. Leslie, she divides that same amount of time. Notice these are all 4 hours. She divides that same amount of time into half-hour increments, and she gets a lot of practice learning the concepts and understanding what's going on. Spread your time out. Do a little bit every day. That's my recommendation. Let's see. 5 credit self-directed. Same academic expectations as in an in-person class. This class is just as difficult and just as challenging and expects you to learn just the same amount of stuff as if you were taking a live class, but you don't get the teacher nagging you and you don't get to sit back while everybody talks about it in class and you didn't do the homework. Any day, you cannot do that because that's not how it operates. So you need to go into the discussion forum. You need to go into the training quests. You need to actively do something to make this happen. So in the next video, I want to give you some student suggestions, but I don't want to give you a super long video. Thanks.